shit, man. You can't plan this shit, man. Life gonna go how it's gonna go. You just gotta go with the flow, you feel me? I can't even say that I chose this way of life, man. This shit chose me.
Hey.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Heat of the Moment, Episode 3. My name is Sam, this is PJ, and this is my lovely guest, Joshua Barr. Why don't you introduce yourself, my friend?
Hey, Josh Barr, he said it all. JB the Revolutionary. Go ahead.
Where you from?
Born in Vacaville, raised in Atlanta, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Back out in the Bay now.
Where are your teams, my guy?
In basketball, I'm a Hawks fan, a Lakers fan, and then in football, a Falcons fan. Man, he's looking stung over there, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, man. We've got a lot to discuss today on today's ballot. The date is June 5th? 4th? June 4th, and basketball has been approved, everybody. Basketball is finally coming back to us, thank God. So it's looking like we got a 22-team playoff format. That includes, on the western side, 5 teams playing? Your Pelicans, the Kings, the Suns, the Blazers, and Spurs, right?
And then the Wizards on the
And then
East.
the Wizards and the Magic playing for the 8th seed on the East?
No,
Just the Wizards.
And what are the Magic?
Magic of 7, I think.
I think that it might just be in.
Huh,
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of amendments to the new NBA playoffs. Seems like it's gonna be interesting playoffs. What do you guys think about it?
I'm excited because it's like I don't know. It's all the teams that are like in the hunt are all playing each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I know there's an advantage for the Pelicans because the Pelicans went on a 13-game losing streak beginning of the year, and then we had the hardest schedule in the league for beginning of the year, and now we beat the Grizzlies every time we've had Zion. We still play them 2 more times. We beat the shit out of the Blazers, beat the shit out of everybody who's like in the hunt. So, I mean, works to our favor.
So it's safe to say
I'm confident that we can. I'm confident. I mean, we've already beat them a lot this year.
Yeah.
Like we kind of blew the Blazers the fuck out.
Yeah, the Blazers did not look like the same team this year as they did last year at all.
So it's injury.
Yeah, it is those injuries, man. I think the injury to Nurkic was bigger than
Their bench is ass too.
Yeah, their bench wasn't doing very well outside of maybe Anthony Simmons and the loss
And
of
Fernie Simmons.
Yeah, Anthony Simmons and the loss of Seth Curry actually proved to be a lot. That
I
guy
really like the
slept
Melo
on.
sounding though.
very, very slept on.
I love Melo.
So obviously, you think your favorite team out of that mix of 6 teams is the Pelicans. Who do you like?
I'm gonna go with the Spurs just because of
Ooh,
coaching. I think
Really?
this time off is really going. The
Mm.
difference in age between teams is really going to show itself. The
Mm.
teams with veteran presences like the Spurs.
DeMar DeRozan, man.
Yeah.
We've been quick to praise him before, man. He's a poor man's
Underrated.
Michael Jordan.
Watered
Very
down.
important. Very important.
I stressed that in the.
Very,
His
very,
play style's
very
like it,
watered
but
down.
it's it's a little outdated now. So
People sleep on him, man. People forget how talented he is. He
No
really
doubt.
carried the Raptors team. I mean, before they found that major success for a long time, before they really turned the corner, he kept them in it. And I mean, I guess that's the time of LeBron and whatnot.
yeah, but
He was averaging like 27 a game on the Raptors.
I know. Again, though, don't sleep on those Grizzlies. I know you said your team has beat them a couple times this year before.
No,
but
we haven't. When we've had time, we haven't just beat them. We blew them out. It wasn't close games at all.
I don't know. Playoff time
Again,
he's got
like I
that.
said,
he's different, man.
we blew them out both times.
You don't think the
Like,
Kings
bro,
have a shot? Suns have no shot?
The Kings are the only team I'm worried about. To be honest with you,
They were starting to surge a little late.
De'Aaron Fox is nasty.
It depends if they can play as a
Slept on.
team, man. They got good individual players, but as a team,
I don't know how much heat I'm gonna catch for this, but I think De'Aaron Fox is a better version of John Morant. To be honest with you.
Ooh.
To be honest with you.
That's
Can't
a hot-
co-sign.
hot- hot
Gotta
take.
disagree. Gotta
Yeah,
disagree.
come on, man. I think they have the same speed, but when you
De'Aaron Fox is the second fastest player in the league after Russell.
after a healthy John Wall.
Man,
Well, we haven't seen John Wall in a bit,
That's
and I'd still take Russ over John Wall speed wise.
That's another team I want to touch on. I'm surprised that the
Wizards.
Wizards have been able to create this rebound
Beal's
and get here because Beal's been really, really adamant in how he wants his team to be better.
I love that
Like,
that he went.
I'm just waiting for John Wall to get back next year, man. I mean, Beal was like a tier 2 All-Star, when Beal, when
a
Will-
fringe all-star.
Yeah,
Now
now he's developed and he's had to be that main guy.
Top 3.
So when those guys come back together, man, it seems like it's gonna be really, really, really exciting.
I also love how he keeps saying like him and Dame they want to stay on their teams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Loyalty's big in this game.
you see so many people just don't want to go to winning situations right away, but the sticking with his team.
These guys really want to earn their success, man. And it's important because neither of them are playing for historically winning franchises at all. So the Wizards have never gotten that title, and the Blazers only got one when they had Bill
The
Walton.
only thing they ever gotten was an old ass MJ.
How long ago was that?
70-something, man.
That patience, man. Like in Dame's case, like their best chance I think was
Damn near last year.
Yeah, when they had
Damn near
Nurk and they were looking good.
They got swept.
Yeah, and they got swept. Like,
but they beat the Nuggets. The Nuggets aren't no joke either, man.
they're no joke. But I mean, if you go on to the conference finals and get swept,
Yeah, it's not a good sign.
I think it's okay to do side after that.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe run it back once, but
Well, I mean, the Warriors aren't that same team, but I'm telling you, next year they're about to beat that same team.
hey,
Man.
with a number 1 overall pick too.
Yeah. What do you guys think? I think the Warriors are coming back next year strong.
I don't think they're gonna win, but I think they're gonna be contenders.
Yeah,
It's hard to say they're going to win because their bench is still young. But what I like about the Warriors this year is the fact that they have all these guys like Pascal and Damian Lee and even like the other guy,
Damian Jones.
Damian Jones too, but
Juan Toscano.
yeah,
Anderson.
Toscano Anderson, man. I like all those guys. These guys are guys that are getting starting minutes, and when you put them on the bench next year after, Steph, Clay, Dre, Looney, and Wiggins, and you have a number 1 pick coming into that, you have a lot of experience coming off that bench. And if you see one thing that is really prevalent in the NBA, the bench matters. Like the Bucks. Greatest team out of the East, their bench is solid, man. Their second team
The
is
Warriors
getting,
in 2014, 2015 got there because of their bench.
Exactly, bro. We were built before we had KD. We were built by the bench.
And then you threw it away to get KD, which I do in a heartbeat.
Even say that the Lakers team this year is built off a bench too. You could.
Got a solid bench, but not a lot of
I
scores.
disagree. I disagree because I forget which the actual stat or like the specifics of it, but it was something like when AD's on the floor and LeBron's off, they have one of the worst offenses in the league, and when LeBron's on and AD's off, they have like the second best in the league.
So is that more a testament to
it's a testament to LeBron, I feel like. Because LeBron is carrying actually it's in the numbers. When LeBron's off the floor, the Lakers are literally last year's Pelicans. That's how I look at it. They're just last year's Pelicans without Drew Holiday.
Yeah, they got
That's
a couple
all
more
they
shooters though. I mean, they do have Avery Bradley and Danny Green who are great 3-and-D guys. I think those guys are really slept on
Right, but Pelicans had each one more, like the 3-and-D guy.
Each one more isn't the same as either one of those.
I'm not saying he's as good, but it's like the same type of situation.
Yeah.
It's like we have the 3-and-D guy. The only thing it's missing is the lockdown playmaking guy.
I think the difference, though, is playoff experience. Like, a lot of our people on our roster, we've got champions. We got Rondo.
Now you want to talk our roster. Yeah. Well, you got 2 R teams.
Yeah. My West Coast team, the Lakers. Yeah. But we got Dwight, who's taking a team to the finals, which is slept on. I think in the playoffs.
I don't know why JaVale started over Dwight, to be honest.
Hey, let him have it. That's fine. Dwight doesn't care about that.
Sixth Man of the Year candidate, if you ask me. Hey. Not a winner. Dennis Schroeder's the winner, but 6th Man of the Year candidate.
I like Dennis. Big time.
Hey,
nasty.
We got the most improved, though. Brandon Ingram.
All right, I can rock with that. I love the young Lakers that we gave up.
Yeah,
all respect in my heart for that.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It should be interesting. Who do you guys out of all 22 of these guys? Who do you guys have taken the title?
Lakers.
All 3 of us are in agreement with that.
I think that LeBron is on a fucking mission, and the only reason, in the only way, it ain't gonna be Kawhi who's gonna stop him. The only person who's gonna be able to stop him is Giannis.
That's true.
I don't care. Kawhi, have your good defense. I don't give a fuck.
You're taking Giannis over Kawhi.
I'm taking Giannis over Kawhi.
I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you. Look, last year's playoffs, Giannis is a completely different player than last year. He won MVP, but right now it's like he's 10 times better. I feel like.
How can you say that though? When he just got burnt by LeBron in the last time that they played.
Right, but at the same time, Giannis burnt the shit out of LeBron in the first meeting.
I think it's regular season basketball though. Like Giannis has proven like he doesn't have no postseason skill when like the game slows down and he's got to like make his own bucket. I don't think he can do that.
You also have to realize that, like I said, he's a completely different player this year, and Giannis is averaging all his stats in under 30 minutes a game this year.
Kawhi. And Paul George, Kawhi and Paul George together.
And another thing, the Clippers have that depth too. That's why the Bucks. That's why the Bucks
are a better team. But LeBron's the best player in the world.
Yeah, well, I mean, AD's also top 5.
Which one of Kawhi or Paul George is guarding AD? This is also with the Warriors next year.
Yeah, that's a weird matchup. I wouldn't put Marshall.
Which Warrior is guarding AD?
That is a good question. But which Laker is guarding Steph? Like,
Avery Bradley's a good perimeter defender.
I'm not going.
I'm not gonna listen.
Can't
No,
stop him from
no
being
one's
very
gonna
hot,
stop
though.
him. But I think that they're better equipped to guard Steph.
That's
The
really
Warriors
what
are
you got to
better.
think about when
And I
you think
think
about
that-
these top tier players. Though. Sorry to interrupt you, but it's not like what you said about like LeBron and for example, Andre Iguodala winning Finals MVP. He won it because of his defense. Did he lock down LeBron?
Hell no.
Hell no, he didn't. But what it's all about when you talk about like these top 10, top 15 players is not locking them down. It's containment.
Yeah.
So it's who's going to contain each other, right? Because I don't think anyone is locking down Steph from the Lakers team. I don't think anyone's locking down. I guess LeBron can lock down Giannis. They could go back and forth with each other. But I mean, when it comes to like Paul George and AD, like it's hard to find matchups for those guys because they're so
It's
skilled.
like I just said all that stuff about LeBron, but like all the top teams, Giannis and LeBron are going to cancel each other out, or LeBron's going to cancel somebody out, but no one has an answer for AD.
That's true.
No, literally none of the top teams.
Especially coming off this well rest too. I mean, they might both have energy to go in 40-minute games each.
And how after all this rest, you think Kawhi's not going to come back fully well repaired, well oiled machine? Literally,
I think he is, but I don't think he's going to stop LeBron.
They got two other. I
Because
mean,
postseason LeBron's much different.
hey, Kawhi's done it before, and that was before he was.
Postseason Kawhi's different too, though. You have to give
Kawhi
him
is
his credit,
different.
man. You saw what he did last year.
I think the championship's coming out of LA. However you cut it.
Yeah,
And-
I think so, man.
And going back to,
It's gonna be a hell of a conference.
by the way, going back to Iguodala containing LeBron, is 35.8 points a game containing LeBron. Is 13.3 rebounds containing LeBron, and is 8.8 assists containing LeBron.
Not really. I mean, that's,
Hey,
I don't know, man.
The only reason, bro, and especially with the finals when they lost to the Spurs, LeBron, in my opinion, played his best finals ever when he quote unquote got locked down because he shot 57% from the field and 52% from three. D Wade was the one who averaged like 14 points. So I think some of these notions got to stop.
I
but
guess, man.
I think Kawhi and Paul George together come playoff time. I think that's a defensive level. And
It's a defensive juggernaut, man. You're right.
I don't really like Patrick Beverly the way he
He's a dog.
because he's on the other team.
I respect
know.
I can
the
respect
grit.
his grit, yeah.
Yep.
And I think that plus good coaching and Doc Rivers, championship proven coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're the only other team that really stands a chance.
I agree, and I mean, you also have to think about the fact that we didn't see. We saw some, but we didn't see too much healthy Clippers with all of them on the floor, man. So there's a lot of question marks around that team. But I agree with you. If there's one team that's stopping the Lakers, it's them. Like, it ain't the Nuggets.
Not
it
a
ain't
chance.
the Rockets playing small ball.
Not a chance.
They really don't. You want to talk about people who don't have answers for AD?
Dwight
They did
averaging
not.
30 and
Yeah,
30.
Dwight can do it by himself, man. And then you
I don't know about the 30 points, but he can get the 30
Mavericks
rebounds.
are hurt, man. You know, like
You sleep, man.
there are gonna be
Just
some good
wait.
first and second round matches.
Nah,
but
'cause-
it's, you know what the conference finals is gonna be.
The only reason I say Dwight ain't going to get 30 because AD is going to get 50.
On the other hand, though, one thing I want to bring up is that second team out of the East who could meet the Bucks in the conference finals, we got no clue.
That
That's gonna
for
be very
not a
interesting.
clue because Philly.
Yeah, very interesting. They,
Philly's underperformed, and Embiid's been dominated by
the
Giannis.
talent on the roster is there, but they just
Embiid's
can't
got to
put it
show me
together. I
that.
don't know what it is.
Hey, I'll take Toronto over Philly.
That's because Nick Nurse is going to win Coach of the Year. Nick Nurse I think, is the best coach in the
And
league
I'll
right
take
now.
the Celtics over the Raptors.
I
Personally.
mean, I'm not saying like
Celtics are good too.
I mean right now. I mean, his defensive scheme is like he held Embiid to no points, and then he held like Kawhi to like 11, and
Well, he didn't do it. Marcus Gasol did it.
Marcus Gasol was such
Well-
an underrated pickup. Man,
Great.
I think it was more their system because they don't really play just a straight up man to man defense. Like they kind of rotate everyone in there. So I think it is more Nick Nurse than just one man.
They do have a good team built to.
They got a lot of defense. Serge Ibaka,
Well-
Kyle Lowry.
kind of on the flip flip side of that question, is the Warriors offense all not Steph Curry, Steve Kerr?
I don't
You
think
say
it
the
is.
same thing because the talent was there with
I mean,
Mark
but that's
Jackson.
that's different
How's it different?
because you have the person who's changed the game the most in the entire league versus two people very good
But
at their
Pascal
job. Or a couple
Siakam
people
has
good at
shown
their
that
job.
he's an elite defender.
You're comparing.
Kyle Lowry is a pretty good defender
But-
for
but
guards.
you're comparing
Marcus
Steph-
Gasol held
look.
down the Grit City, man. Like
You're comparing Steph Curry, someone who changed the game more than anyone else has ever changed the game before, to people who are just very good at their job.
right, I guess, but it's not all around Steph.
And
Curry.
you
It's
also
playing
you have
that
the
team.
two greatest shooters of all time, in my opinion, on the same roster. I
Two
don't
of the top
think,
three. I got to give Ray Allen some credit still.
yeah, I don't think that's really as comparable as you think because people
Yeah.
who are just very good at their job and people who are the best of all time at their job.
I guess, but I mean, out of
I
both
think
of them,
Steve-
rings came out of both of them.
I think Steve Kerr is a great coach, and I think that he has obviously something to do with their
There's
success.
no doubt he took him to the next level, though.
But
you can't say he did.
But no, I agree with that. But there's no way that Steve Kerr is the main reason because Steph is pulling up from the fucking parking lot. Clay is pulling up from the fucking parking lot and just cashing shit. And then I don't.
But think of it this way too.
I agree with what
When,
you're saying.
when Steve Kerr played basketball, what was he? A shooter. So when a coach comes in as a shooter with other shooters, that is a proven success for him. If he knows how those guys want to play, he will run up the schemes for how he would want to play it, and it's really just like putting himself in those positions.
I think it's the same situation, and I'm gonna put this on the GMs of both teams because the Raptors picking
Jerry,
up,
man.
yeah, oh my gosh, picking up Marc Gasol. Did they pick up Danny Green at that trade deadline last year too, or did they get him?
Got
him with Kawhi. But I mean,
they fleeced them.
two defensive player of the years. Oh man, absolutely.
They fleeced this, bro. They gave up Jakob Pertl and DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green.
Like that.
Please.
Popovich, I don't know how he sleeps at night after that one, to be honest. That's a rough.
I mean, I don't think he had much of a choice. I mean,
no.
While we do say they got fleeced, I mean, he was going to leave without them getting anything.
Yeah, we got to remember.
Still got DeRozan,
but I think you can get.
You can get better than that.
I would say no slight to DeRozan, but I think you can. I think Kawhi.
You can get better than Jakob Pertl.
Yeah, like I think when you got Kawhi,
and I like Jakob Pertl. He's good. He's not Kawhi or Danny Green.
Yeah, definitely the worst player. I mean, what do I know? I've never stepped on an NBA basketball.
He's still pretty good. He's just not.
He didn't fit what they needed.
Yeah.
And the Raptors make great pickups. And the same with the Warriors. I mean, picking up Steve Kerr, a shooter, like a former shooter, a player's coach, who will enable Steph Kerr to pull from half court, like you saying. Like, I think it's more like not only did Steph change it, but he had a coach who was like, man, pull that. What the hell?
I also feel like Wiggins is going to fit well with them.
Mm-hmm.
If you think Wiggins should stay?
Yeah, he is. They said he's going to stay.
He's going to stay. I promise you, man.
Even if Giannis picks up the phone and is like, hey.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this right now.
Yeah. Even if Giannis picks up the phone, is that what you want? You want another super?
You know what, goddamn well, you know damn well I want that, bro. Who doesn't want Giannis Santos to come? What type of question is that?
Well, first of all, I don't think they're going to because...
You don't know shit. Did you think Kevin Durant was going to go to the Warriors? Did you think?
Are you going to let me talk?
Go ahead, man.
Wiggins is the 3, and Giannis is the 4. So I don't think they'd have to give him up, especially if they're picking him up in free agency.
We've also seen how.
And if they pick him up in free agency, they're not going to have any room.
But you're saying in that scheme,
and the Bucks ain't good.
Draymond Green is the 3 or is the 4. We've seen that Draymond Green is versatile. He can go anywhere. Like in the Hampton lineups, Draymond Green played the center, man. It ain't. So it doesn't matter, man. Steve Kerr will find a way to make it fit. He will find a way.
You have to pick him in free agency because they're not trading him.
Yeah,
you can offer. They're not trading him for Steph.
You're not getting a better offer than presumably first overall, top 3 pick.
Right,
it's gonna be top 3.
Do you think that? Do you think that?
Obi Toppin, let's go.
Do you think that first overall pick's gonna be better than Giannis?
First overall pick and Andrew Wiggins.
Do you think that's? I don't think that's gonna be better than Giannis. I don't give a damn how good that first overall pick is.
If Giannis says I'm out of here, I mean,
but
you got to
take the best. Giannis strikes me as a loyal guy, though.
If they lose again this year.
You can say the same thing with Kevin Durant. Like, we got D'Angelo Russell for Kevin Durant, essentially. And you could say, oh, I mean, shit, we could have got something better for that. But, I mean, Kevin Durant was nice enough to not leave on his own and make sure that we got something out of it. So it's like at some point, you got to take what you can get.
Yeah, I think Giannis would do that for the Bucks. Like, he wouldn't just leave them high and dry. I think it would be a trade situation.
Yeah, you're going to have to give him the first-round pick, Wiggins, and
y'all want to talk about players like Beal and Dame, I would fit Giannis in that category. I would. I mean,
how do you mean
loyal?
In terms of loyalty, yeah. Not obviously not
a homegrown superstar.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yes. Well, that's a small market, right? Mm-hmm. All those teams are small market. They're not going out and buying the next big thing on the free agency market. They're going to stay and develop what they have, and then they'll give extensions when they need extensions. But they're not going to go throw free money at whoever else.
I mean, I personally don't know Giannis, so I can't speak for his loyalty.
Fair enough.
But I mean, he came from Greece straight to America. Been in Milwaukee the whole time he's been in America. I mean, it seems like the Bucks have treated him really well. Had the same teammates for a while: Bledsoe, Middleton, Like
Middleton's his guy.
Yeah, he
I
is
like
the guy.
But I hark back to another Milwaukee superstar who became disgruntled, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
but he had already won a championship.
But if Giannis can't get there, I think it's more than basketball being in Milwaukee.
That's a great point.
Like I know the Milwaukee fans love Giannis, but I mean, if you're MVP, possibly back-to-back MVP, you want to live in Milwaukee or the Bay Area.
That's true.
I don't think
That's
it's.
true.
I
You
don't
wanna
think
live
it's.
in OKC or the Bay Area.
Yeah, like
Ask yourself the same
I
question.
think it might be if they lose it. This is all presumably if they lose again this year, like get embarrassed this year, like they did with.
They got to at least make it to the finals.
But
At
but
least.
yeah.
At
but
least.
again, it's like Milwaukee's been like a second home to him from Greece. Like this is the literal only place that he's been living in. So I don't know all about all that.
Well, while we're on this Kareem Abdul-Jabbar thing, so me and PJ usually go back and forth all day. I think Mike's the GOAT. He thinks LeBron's the GOAT. But our friend Josh here has a different take. Why don't you tell the people what you think, man?
Hey, my top dog is Kareem, and that 6 rings,
Mhm.
most points,
Mhm.
10 finals, 3 College Player of the Years, changed the rules, stopped dunking, man, cut it out, and he was still putting up buckets.
Created the skyhook because of it.
Unguardable move, like
6 MVPs, 19 All-Stars.
6 MVPs, 19, and his off the court body of work, doing like humanitarian work. Like, I think he's got it all. Like the stuff that we praise LeBron for, like all the stuff building a school, Kareem's been doing that. All the stuff we praise Mike for, Kareem did that. Like, I feel like he's got the best of both worlds, and he's a big man. Like,
I love the.
yeah,
I mean, I love Kareem. My personal favorite big man of all time is Shaq, just because he bodied shit. Like I'm not saying he's the best, but he's my favorite. He put him in the weight room every goddamn possession.
and he's a character.
Yeah,
I gotta love that.
So you put him above both LeBron and Mike.
Everyone knows I like LeBron,
Oh, really?
and
It's fucking news to me,
and
man.
I think that he is the best well-rounded player of all time. I think that everything, like you said, off the court issues. I mean, they've both got it. The only one of those three who don't got it is Mike. Like we always go into comparing Michael Jordan scoring. I mean, Kareem might be a better scorer than
Well, I think that's
Michael Jordan.
That's
to be
fair to
honest with
say
you.
because he's the most points of all
And,
time.
and if,
It's
if
really
Michael
that simple.
Jordan is known as the GOAT, don't you think he'd have to be the best of all time at doing something?
I'll give him.
I don't think Bill Russell's the best at winning.
I'll be the
Well,
devil's
Bill
advocate.
Russell
not
also
the best
played in
at
a
winning
different
either.
league where people wore fucking short
But
shorts.
that's still
the
winning.
league was like what? It was
But that's
it's
still
primarily
winning.
Fair
white.
enough, but
That's still winning.
I
But
guess
like,
it's-
if
he
you
knows
say
how to-
that, then it's like, why isn't Robert Ory the GOAT? Like he's got 7. Like it's got to be context. Like Mike led those teams to 6.
That's true.
6 for 6.
And it wasn't easy competition either. By no means was it easy competition.
I think out of all these guys, he had the easiest.
And
More than Kareem?
wait, what?
Ooh.
I can't speak on all of Kareem's opponents, but I'd say out of like LeBron, Kobe, and Mike, I think Mike had the
But
weakest.
Kareem had like Moses Malone. He had he was on the Lakers, but he also had to be against the Lakers when they had Elgin
John Stockton's
Baylor and
overrated.
Jerry West. What the fuck? And where's that coming from, bro? I'm talking Kareem, bro. I'm talking
about
Kareem.
Mike. I'm just saying. I'm
talking.
putting that
Can
out
we do
there.
one at a time?
All right.
One at a time. But, I mean,
Hey, I just be claiming certain shit.
So, all right, well,
I
here,
lost
we'll
it,
skip
man. I
right to
lost
this
it. I
because
lost
that's
it. I
real.
lost it.
Do you think that Karl Malone made John Stockton?
I think put me on a team with Karl Malone, I'm averaging 10 assists a game.
But everybody who's played against John Stockton,
Steve Nash is a better passer than John Stockton. Chris Paul is a better passer than John Stockton.
You let him
I think there's a
speak?
lot of different point guards that have been better passers than John Stockton, and that's what he's known for.
They got less assists than him though.
But again, he had Karl Malone.
I mean, Chris Paul had Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. You
That's
put me
true.
on a team with those
But
two.
he also
was
played on the
also
Hornets for
Amari
a long
Stoudemire.
time when he was.
Yeah. Everyone had somebody, man. Basketball has never been a game where one player on one team could carry the team all the way to the finals, unless your name is fucking Wilt Chamberlain.
Or LeBron.
Okay, or yes.
LeBron's been able to carry
If you
people.
think
like
about all great teams, they had a dynamic duo or a trio, man.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's unfair to give. I hate that argument that this person had this person and he had that because that's how fucking basketball works. When you're on the floor, you have 4 other people, and it's for at least a point guard. It's incumbent upon the point guard to disperse the ball and make the team as good as it can be. So I think even you could look at who they had, but you also have to look at team success. That's a big thing you have to look at for point guards too. And John Stockton was on 2 teams that went to back-to-back finals and teams that were running at the top of a competitive Western Conference.
I think he's more than just a passer too. Listen to any old player talk about him. They say he even faced. He will lock you up and not say shit about it. He just
Good defender.
great defender, stole the ball, was tough. I can rock with that. But overrated, I can agree with you there too.
Yeah,
I'm
Because-
taking Nash over Stockton any day.
that's 2 MVPs.
I
I could go Nash.
I
over
think
Stockton,
Nash is
too.
overrated too.
He
I
is,
don't
but I
think-
think he's still over
I would say
Stockton.
one of his MVP seasons was probably weakest number MVP seasons ever. Not to take
I don't
away
know
from the
about
fact
that.
he was
No,
MVP.
no, that's
but
a misconception. He
He had 17 points a game.
But there was no one else that
Talking
season who you could have given it to. I mean, you could say Kobe, but he was like 6 in MVP voting that year.
Man, wasn't he averaging like 30 that year?
He was, but he was still 6 in MVP voting. Like
I'm
that's
not
a
too well
misconception.
I'm not too well versed on that. To speak on
The
that versus
Suns
other
had a
players.
really good team that year. He was the main guy, making everyone better.
That's true. Team success
So-
does have a lot to go in.
So while you may say, "Oh, well, the numbers weren't that good," well, I think his team value is another thing. I mean, I'm not comparing Lonzo and Steve Nash, but this is another thing people don't talk about. Is Lonzo has not very good stats, but his team impact is so much better than his stats.
So hold on, let me question you on this. Just as this is something he said on past podcasts. You and your power forward buddy fucking Satchel Martin have both liked to discredit the eye test to the stats. And what you're talking about right now seems to be the eye test, does it not?
It's not even.
So how are you
I
going to
didn't-
tell me that the eye test doesn't matter
I didn't-
when you're out
first
here
of all-
talking about Steve Nash and
First of
Lonzo
all-
being better than they look on paper?
First of all, I was not the one who claimed the eye test was bullshit. I said I'd rather do stats than the eye test. I never said the eye test was not credible, and I never said it's stupid. That was
Let's go back
Satchel.
to the film and see that one, man.
Yeah, you're gonna go back to the film. You'll see Satchel. Satchel was comparing it.
Satchel was shitting on it. He made the terrible
I-
comparison with the pills, man.
I've literally told you millions of times I just would rather use the stats.
Fair enough.
All right.
And that doesn't mean I don't believe in the eye test. But I'm also saying that there's some things that you can't put, like defense, you have to use the eye test for in a way
Yeah.
because it's not just steals and blocks. It's
Yeah, I mean,
contests.
plus minus
lateral
quotient, too,
quickness,
like,
it's
it
all
doesn't
this
give
stuff.
everything. Yeah, I agree.
And I mean, Satch was kind of just shitting on it, but I believe that in certain instances it's better to use the eye test. But when the eye test is the only thing you use, then that's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, fair enough. We're really gone all over the map here from 22-team format to
And just getting into it.
Yeah,
Just
man.
getting
I mean,
into
it's
It's
just
fucking
everyday conversation.
But
Just flows.
that eye
Everyday
test combo,
conversation.
though, that's got to be had, though.
yeah.
I think eye test is, I don't want to say most important, but like if the stats are like super inflated and the eye test doesn't support that, it's like,
Like one person I want to say for the eye test, just in particular, like this is not a household name at all. T.J. McConnell. T.J. McConnell. You can see whatever stats he puts up, but what you don't see is the amount of hustle he puts on the court.
Right.
That dude is on every time he's on the court, he's busting his ass. And I'm not a basketball coach. I coach baseball, but when you see players on the field hustling, as a coach, you want them out there more because you know they're giving you
They want
everything
it more.
they got. Exactly, they're giving you everything they got. They want it more. So like, the eye test is definitely not to be slept on, man. I will not hear any more slander towards the eye test.
can't
I
go
don't-
on the TJ McConnell point 'cause I'm a staunch TJ McConnell hater. Philly fans, at me. Fuck y'all. I'm glad he left y'all. What the hell?
Where's he at now? Pacers?
Yeah, Pacers. They've got
That's-
too many
that's a good
guards,
pick.
but
Still a good pick.
Depot, Brogdon.
Brogdon would have been my eye test guy. He plays defense. He hustles, shoots efficiently.
Yep.
He's out there. He's a dog.
Yeah, he's a dog. We've talked a lot about every single basketball team, but one team we have not talked about is your Atlanta Hawks. So originally, I don't know about you, PJ, but coming into the year, I kind of thought they were going to be a fringe 8-seed team, kind of near. I mean, maybe their development isn't there or whatever, but I thought they were pretty close
Next
on
year.
paper to being a playoff team. So what do you need to see from them next year in order for them to be a playoff team?
I think maturity out of their rookies from this year and their young guys. I
Being
think
Reddish Hunter,
Reddish, Hunter, Huerter. Can never remember. Yeah, those
Reddish.
guys. I'm gonna have to see more out of them. Cam Reddish, I see more consistency in his scoring because he's a scorer. He's
I
a
like
bucket.
John Collins.
yeah,
John Collins, but he's averaged 20. John Collins,
I like John.
I can't ask much more from him.
maybe
He-
a little more
he's,
defense.
He's expanded his game. He's a good 3-point shooter now, or at
He
least
should be a-
at least one that you have to respect.
I think that his 20.
That's big because
If Trey's 30.
he's a huge pick and roll threat because you can just toss it in the fucking rafters
Yeah.
and he'll go and catch it. Now, him and Trae Young in pick and roll, you gotta pay attention to Trae Young a lot. John Collins just be sitting there on the 3-point line
That's true.
and he'll switch it.
Shoot, or Clint Capella. That's another pick and roll.
That was a
threat.
slept on.
That was
Really
a
slept on
huge
pick.
pickup in my opinion. I don't want to take up the whole time, but the Hawks are missing so much. That's your issue.
I agree. But DeAndre Hunter is supposed to be like a
He's
defensive
good.
swingman.
He's
So
good.
I think if he matures, gets a little bit more weight on him, gets used to playing in the NBA,
He's a
that
string beam.
yeah, get a little weight on him.
Yeah.
Him, Clint Capella, you got shooters, you got pick and roll guys.
Yeah.
Trae Young he built for the superstar stuff. He's about it. So
I don't know if you agree with this or not, but I really like the Hawks. Everyone's like, "Oh, Luke is better," but I don't know who's better in my opinion. I'd probably give the slight edge to Luka, but I think that Trae Young fits Atlanta so much better than Luka would,
I think
and
that was
vice
a perfect
versa.
trade. Yeah,
Yeah.
like they fit the team that
They
went
fit their
to.
cities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like Luka, I mean Dallas is for the Euros. Like that.
Yeah.
That now they got Kristaps. Like that's his. Like he's gonna get the most support he
And-
could ever get.
Yeah. And I give a lot of
Team
shit.
over there.
Yeah.
I give a lot of shit to Falcons, but I like the Hawks, man. I think they're a good up and coming team. It's not like they got a bunch of asshole fans.
Yeah, that's true.
They're just quiet.
The reason I usually dislike teams is really because of the fans. I don't have anything against the players.
So, I mean, you touched on Cam Reddish, man. I wanted to talk about Cam Reddish a little bit because I got his stats written down here. So, in 26.7 minutes a game, he had 10.5 points, 3.7 reads. I guess that doesn't matter too much. What shooting guard, power forward, small forward. 1.5 assists, 38% from the field, and 33 from three. Would you be so quick as to write him off as a bust yet?
Not even close. Not even close. I think because one, Trae Young's got a high usage. So I mean, you got a team with a guy who's averaging 30 and like how many assists? 30 and 9 or something like that.
That's
Like
high.
that-
Very high.
that's the ball in your hands a lot. And
Yep.
Cam Reddish he's a bucket getter himself. So I think if we could find a way to maybe use him more off the bench, give the ball more to him.
Mm-hmm.
I just need 15 out of him, and we're gold. I'll take that. 15 out of him, 10 out of DeAndre Hunter.
When the team is fully formed, do you see Cam Reddish in the starting lineup or coming off the bench?
Hopefully off the bench.
That'd be a strong bench presence.
Exactly.
That'd be a very strong bench presence.
I like Ginobili, and I love when players are like, man, you should be a starter, but you shine on the bench.
Yeah.
Like your game shines
Lou
on.
Will.
Yeah, Lou.
Lou fucking Will,
Man,
man.
Lou-
I love Lou Will.
The Clippers.
6 man like Lou Will.
Yes, sir. They're probably going for it again this year, to be honest.
Think so? 6
Possibly.
man? As I said earlier, Dennis Schroeder's a dude. He's a dog, man. He's
OKC
another one
really
of those
scared me.
guys. Yeah.
That was surprising.
They were not supposed to be anywhere close to where they are. Not at all. But, yeah, I guess that does basketball talk. You guys want to move on a little bit of football?
It's good.
Now,
It's good.
here's where the more heated portion comes.
Oh, yeah.
As mentioned, Saints fan right here, Falcons fan right here. For anyone who's not too well versed in football,
Big rivalry.
big,
One of the
big,
biggest
big. One of the
sports.
biggest. I'd say a top 5 NFL rivalry
I'd say
between
top
these two
3.
teams. But
I mean, it's like
regardless,
Vikings,
these guys play 2 times a year. There's a lot of heat between these teams. And one big debate within that starts with the pass catchers because the Saints, these guys have Michael Thomas, who broke the receptions record this year, was fantastic, keeps getting better and better. And then there's a mainstay of the league named Julio Jones,
Man, that
who
guy
is just an absolute freak of nature.
might
So
not even be from this planet.
I'd like
I,
to hear your guys' takes on
First,
who's
I want
better.
to start this off by saying Julio Jones is by far my favorite player on the Falcons, and one of the only players that I actually like who is on the Falcons. I mean, like seriously, like does everything with class. Never is like being down on anyone else. Just a good dude,
teammate.
good teammate.
It's just
Getting that out of the way, I believe Michael Thomas is better. One, because obviously I'm a Saints fan. He's going to think Julio's better because he's a Falcons fan. This is how it works. But I got some numbers here.
Okay, here come the numbers, everybody.
I got
And-
numbers too.
I'm gonna say it like this. Michael Thomas or Julio Jones is more flashy. He'll make crazier catches and do all this other stuff. but I want production. I want someone who's going to get me down the field, while getting doubled every time, consistently drive me down the field. And that's what I want. Michael Thomas broke the receptions record in 16 games. Let that sink in. In 16 games, he broke
15 games?
No, 16.
Aren't there 16 games in a fucking NFL season?
Oh, I was thinking about.
I
was thinking about.
weeks.
I just had the stupidest fucking moment I've ever seen in my life. I deserve to get absolutely clowned for that. I was thinking 17 weeks. I don't know what the fuck was going through my head, and I was thinking about the new
15
17
games. 15 games. 15
Right.
games.
15 games. 149 receptions, 1725 yards, 9 touchdowns, and an 80 catch percentage.
There's targets in there too.
He did not, as he had the most receptions of all time in a season, and he did not even. He had like the 12th most receptions in a season of all time. Targets.
He led the league in targets this year. And
Well, no shit when you have 157 receptions.
Actually, did he?
yeah, he did. And I've got the numbers to back it up because Julio is second place in targets, 157. Michael Thomas had 185. So you get force-fed the ball that much.
But you also have to take into consideration Michael Thomas' catch percentage 80% when Julio was 63.
And you said how many receptions did he have this year? 157?
149.
149. So that's
Julio's targets.
8 less catches than Julio had targets. So that's something to think about too.
And you might say, oh, well, he gets more targets. I think that's a positive for Michael Thomas. The fact he's able to get open. You could say he gets force-fed. Well, he catches the ball 80% of the time. And I don't give a damn what route you run. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if they know what route's going to come, why can't they stop it? While getting doubled.
Let's let the man speak on his Julio.
Julio?
Yeah.
Well, I'll put it like this. Less targets, more longevity. And I think this comes down to eye test versus stats. You watch Michael Thomas play, you're like, wow, that was a solid catch, man. Got a nice 11 yards.
Solid 10-yard catch.
Man,
yeah,
wow,
yeah.
He really burnt nobody on that. That's crazy. Then you watch Julio.
I got a counter for this.
You watch Julio in a close game, a road game against the Niners. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, fuck you.
Game comes
Fuck
down
you,
on the
bro.
line. Who
That's
you
not
going
cool,
to?
bro.
Money man.
That's not fucking
Straight
cool,
like
bro.
that. He's cold.
That's
Michael
not
Thomas had
fucking
the most
cool, bro.
catches of 15-plus yards in the league last year.
That's not fucking cool, bro.
That's
That's fucked up, bro.
eye test, man. Julio plays on a team with Calvin Ridley, who had nice stats last year. I don't want to say he went crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's something to consider too. The number 2 wide receiver for the Falcons is a hell of a lot better than number 2 wide receiver for the Saints. Maybe not this year with Emmanuel Sanders, but last year, what is it? Traquan Smith was the number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this year it's only going to get worse because we just got Laquan Treadwell.
Yeah.
Just got Todd Gurley. He's gonna get the ball some time. You just got Hayden Hurst.
Hayden Hurst. I was about to say he slept on. He's very
And Julio plays on the team. Matty Ice spreads the ball around. He don't beg for much. He just knows when it's money time, hands up. It's
also,
coming.
as an innocent bystander to this entire argument, let me also point out the fact that maybe the quality of offensive lines has something to do with this too. Because the Saints, outside of they were better than the Niners. Saints have basically the best offensive line in football.
But counter that, Drew Brees also is the quickest snap to pass in the league, so that also makes the offensive line
Okay,
better.
all right. But on the contrary, what's the Falcons' offensive line?
It's not as good. I'll give
It's
you
like
that.
it's lower half.
Yeah,
it's lower half. It's
So
like
we did
20
just
and
make
something.
some pickups.
20-something.
We working on it.
You guys have been drafting O-line. I mean, I see that, but I mean,
Cam
it's not all
Jordan
the
is
way
literally
there.
your guys' father, Matt Ryan's father.
Anyway, bro, stop calling somebody in Minnesota right now. Like,
Bruh, do you want Devonta Freeman to get bitched by Aaron Donald again?
we don't even have him anymore, bro. So don't even trip off that. Didn't y'all just sign Eli Apple for?
He's on the Panthers now. I
Oh,
think.
okay, fair enough. Hey, and I'll give respect to Alvin Kamara. He's from Gwinnett County, from Atlanta. That's the man.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that y'all are wasting him away in black and gold, but
Wasting him away, huh?
wasting him away.
All right. Well, while we're on the same page, so maybe I could get into this now. I wanted to give a little top 5 wide receiver.
Whoa. I got 20. I forgot to mention this.
Oh, here we
In
go.
order of the 25-point lead that they blew in the Super Bowl, I made a list of 25 reasons why the Saints are better than the Falcons. Number 1, cannot hold on to leads in the Super Bowl. Number 2, they literally call themselves the Dirty Birds.
What's wrong with that?
Getting
That's
nasty.
fucking bullshit. That's a terrible name.
The dirty South.
Number
thing. Gotta
3.
be nasty.
Consistently underachieved with Julio Jones on the roster. Number 4,
Fair enough.
our quarterback is better than yours.
All right.
Number 5, Cam Jordan is your father.
Hold on. Doesn't their quarterback have an MVP?
Oh, man, that's a crazy point.
You don't.
That's a crazy point.
I can also argue that that's all only because of Kyle Shanahan. He's a product of Kyle Shanahan because he hasn't done shit without him.
Top 10 all-time passing yard, bro. Proud of that.
Ooh.
And I would like to say that Drew Brees being the most accurate quarterback does have something to do with the 80% catch rate, wouldn't you think?
System wide receiver.
Crazy how that does.
I was thinking system wide receiver is the stupidest thing I've ever heard because
Why?
they still have to get open and they still have to create separation.
All right, we'll talk about this
But
later.
also, Michael Thomas is the first Pro Bowl receiver that Drew Brees has ever had.
That is true.
And also,
outside of Jimmy Graham.
Drew Brees made Jimmy Graham. Because Jimmy Graham has not done anything without Drew Brees. And Jimmy Graham was considered a top 2 tight end in the league when he was with him.
He was traded to the Seahawks.
And then he's done nothing since.
So you're going to get through
So
this list,
I-
we're going to be sitting here all day waiting.
Man, 25.
So Cam Jordan has sacked Matt Ryan 16 times in 16
What
career
is this, number
games.
6?
Number 6, your running back got picked up by Aaron Donald and got bitched.
It's Aaron Donald. He's like the best football player in the league. Like,
The best player in the games you played against us was your kicker. Your
Young
defense
Ho,
is
Young
complete
Ho.
dog shit. Your fans don't show up half the time.
our stadium's better.
I disagree. 0-2 in Super Bowls. Your logo sucks.
Oh, I don't know about
It's a
that.
classic. He hates.
Are you
Ain't
talking about the
fans.
classic or the normal?
The new one. The one they had last year.
Hater. Dirty Bird is nasty. I got y'all. Go ahead. Keep going.
What number are you on now?
I saw this on a site. I don't know if it's completely true, but I'm going to trust it. And it says never had back-to-back winning seasons.
Probably facts.
You traded Brett Favre for a no-name running back.
We'll live.
Every time Michael Thomas does anything, your fans bitch about Julio Jones being better.
Anytime Michael Thomas loses a game, he bitches about.
Anything.
I mean, man, anything. I
man.
can't
That's
believe our
another
defense
standard.
blew back coverage in the Minneapolis Miracle.
I didn't hear him ever blame Marcus Williams.
Must not have Twitter.
And your employees are classless. And an example, when the Saints,
Sorry, Arthur Blank?
not just Arthur Blank, I'm talking about the actual employees. When the Saints came to Atlanta in 2012, the employees literally threw objects at the Saints team bus and broke the windows.
Should have popped the tires.
Your former quarterback make dogs fight each other for money.
Oh,
bad.
come
He's
on. That's a
reconciled
low
for
blow.
that. We'll
That's a
live.
low blow, bro. Michael,
Love to
he's
talk about-
He's redeemed himself, bro.
Man,
He's
Love-
absolutely
he did
redeemed
his
himself.
time.
I won't hear that, bro. He's
I
redeemed
love
himself.
Michael Vick, but the Saints have never had quarterback.
Bro, but he's
do that.
redeemed himself. He's put his work back into the community.
All right,
He's
Sam.
put
We
effort.
get it. We get it.
You need to watch the 30 for 30s and educate
Bro,
yourself.
we get it. I know. I literally said I love Michael Vick. Love to talk about Michael Thomas not catching 10 touchdowns, but Julio has played longer and never caught 10 touchdowns in a season.
He did force it. What can I say? I don't remember Michael Thomas having a 300-yard game. Ever.
I don't remember Julio Jones getting the most receptions in NFL history. Only time they brag is when they occasionally beat the Saints because they never actually win anything else. Have been in the league longer and accomplished nothing. Copy the name of your stadium because the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Now yours is the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
And brought us the Bucks. Ours is better, though.
New Orleans is greater than Atlanta. My opinion.
Have you ever
I've
been
never
to
been, but I've been to New Orleans.
That's
New Orleans better than Atlanta.
I got nothing but love for New Orleans, but that ain't facts.
Drew Brees is your father. Your owner's last name is the history of your Super Bowl resume. Your last altercation is when you guys got your ass beat by the Redskins. And you have terrible play calling ever since Kyle Shanahan left.
Is that all of them?
That's 25.
That sounded like 20 to me.
Yeah,
There were
probably.
like 5 in there.
Are we gonna put praise on Shanahan after what just happened in the Super Bowl?
You want to
Hey.
talk Shanahan? Is that what we're here
Man,
to
I'm
do?
Shanahan does not know how to run the ball with a lead. He didn't do it for you guys. He didn't do it for you, and he didn't do it for you.
All right, but here's what I'm going to say about Shanahan. Sure, the offensive play calling in the last 10 minutes meant something, but I'm here to defend Jimmy Garoppolo. Because, look,
I didn't say Jimmy Garoppolo.
I don't give a fuck what you said. I'm telling what people have talked to me in the past fucking 3 or 4 months giving me shit for my team blowing a lead. Okay, look, we had a 10-point lead with 10 minutes left with the top defense outside of the Patriots. And when of course, maybe Jimmy could have made that throw. Maybe he could have made that throw. But but it shouldn't have had to come to that. When you have a 10-point lead with 10 minutes left and the best defense, it shouldn't have to come to that. So I won't hear the slander on Jimmy G. Kyle Shanahan, sure, run the fucking ball. That would have been nice. But we should have had it on the defense alone. Alone. Alone.
All right.
I know you
This
know
give
the
me
feeling.
flashbacks.
I know you know the feeling, man.
How many
Whatever.
first rounders on your guys' line?
It don't
How many
matter.
lottery
Look,
picks?
look, third time's the charm. Kyle Shannon's going to get back there. He's going to know what to do. But that's not Jimmy G's fault. If anyone wants to talk about Jimmy G and the slander, I won't hear it. 3,975 passing yards, 25 short from 4,000. Best quarterback in the league on play action this year. Top 5 in completion percentage. And he was slow in the first. Shut up! Shut up! He was slow in the first 8 games because every single quarterback ever who comes back from an ACL injury has an adjustment time. That's what it's called. If you look through history, Deshaun Watson, Carson Wentz, the same shit happens. I won't hear it anymore. All right? You guys have anything to say bad about Jimmy G?
Well, I'll put it like this. Jimmy
He beat your team on the road. He beat your team on the road. He threw 5 touchdowns on the road.
I like how he said you have anything to say. And the second I don't know, I didn't even say a single word. The second I opened my mouth,
Sorry, I need
he
a
had
breather.
that to say.
I need a breather.
I'll put it like this. Jimmy G is a system quarterback, and when your play caller is not doing very well, you're not going to do very well. So the system wasn't being very good, and Jimmy G is nothing but a system quarterback, nothing better, nothing worse.
I'm not even going to disagree with that because he came from the system before he got to the Niners.
I put it on Shanahan. I mean, the one bad thing, or there's 2 bad things about Jimmy G. He didn't hit Emmanuel Sanders on that, and then the first
That's
interception.
one fucking throw, though.
Sam, let me fucking talk, please. And the interception, he literally chucked it up there, closed his eyes, and said, "Fuck it, George Kittle's down there
Patrick
somewhere."
Mahomes threw 2 of them, though.
We're not talking about Mahomes.
I'm talking about Mahomes.
I personally said Patrick Mahomes had the worst Super Bowl MVP ever.
Mm-hmm.
He played like shit.
It wasn't
Maybe
just
Eli
that.
Manning's first one.
It wasn't
Maybe.
just that game though. It was the whole run. Like what they did to the Texans, down 24.
Yeah,
Right, but Mahomes, Damian Williams deserved that MVP.
He did.
Fair
150
enough, but
yards and 2 touchdowns.
It was like Iguodala. It was more the storyline of the season.
I guess.
I guess, but like, I'd blame Kyle Shanahan more than Jimmy G. I can tell.
Flashback. Give it a couple
Heat of the
years.
moment, man. That's why we call it heat of the moment right here.
I think there definitely deserves to be a small amount of blame on Jimmy Garoppolo.
That's a very minuscule amount.
I wouldn't say very minuscule, but I'd say small.
I would say minuscule because when you have the best defense in the league with a fucking 10-point lead in 10 minutes.
But you're a quarterback. You are supposed to be a good quarterback. You cannot rely on your defense to bail you out.
It's not
You
to bail us out.
have to go down,
It's not
drive
to
down
bail
the
us
field,
out.
and
It's
get
not
your
like
point
we asked them.
on a Chiefs defense that is not an elite defense.
It's not like
gotta be
it's
able
not
to
like
do
they
that.
had a 3-point lead and we asked them for a stop to then go get it. It's we had the lead and we fucking lost it.
With 10 minutes, you guys couldn't score in 10 minutes.
Against like the highest flying offense. Like to be fair.
But you guys couldn't score in 10 minutes. And how much of that is on Jimmy G and how much is that on Kyle Shanahan is up for debate. But you still got to go down there and get the points.
Well, it's not only
That's how
it's
it
not
works.
only we
You
couldn't
can't just
score,
say-
it's we couldn't shave off any clock either because on first down we tried to throw and
Kyle
on
Shanahan
second
didn't wanna
down
run.
we didn't want to fucking run because it was a 2nd and 10, so we threw it again and then we threw it again. So instead of fucking running, or even doing like a sweep to Debo, which was working all game in the first half, he decided to fucking put the ball in the hands of Jimmy G, which he shouldn't have done. Not to discredit Jimmy G and saying that, it's more to talk about wasting clock and getting closer to triple zeros and winning a fucking Super Bowl.
When I say what I just said, how much is up for debate, Kyle Shanahan, with the blame and all that. I think that Kyle Shanahan should be blamed for the play calling at the end of the game, but Jimmy G should definitely be held accountable for the fact that he had the chance to win the game.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Got to make that throw. But I think
You can't overthrow that.
Fucking let him talk.
Pat Mahomes, what was it the third quarter? He made his own call, his own adjustment, and it ended up like being a huge play for them. If you're in the Super Bowl, I think Jimmy G's got to have some. He's got to have some gusto in between his legs and all run. You got to shave clock. You've won a Super Bowl.
What about Matt Ryan? Should he have done the same thing?
Him and Russell Wilson both.
Yeah,
Matt Ryan
Russell
especially, but like Jimmy G, you won a Super Bowl before. He was there in the 25-point lead that we blew.
Yeah, he
So
was.
so
was
he
on
knows how
sidelines.
this
Yeah,
goes. Exactly.
That's
So
true. He's got 2 rings already.
Yeah.
Got 2 rings. That's true. He should know. But I mean, that's another thing, man. Is especially in moments like those. I didn't even really think about the Russell Wilson, but that makes a lot of sense. But like, it takes nuts to fucking with less than a minute left to overrule what your coach is calling.
I'll tell you.
Because another thing is if you're a good team, you play 16, and then maybe 2, usually 2 if you're getting the Super Bowl with the bye, or 3. That's 18 games before you get there. How much trust is built in between you and your coach, bro? You got to be able to trust your coach if you even get that far. So, like, I feel like that's hard to do, if you get that call. Like, if there is one call that should have been changed, well, it is the fucking Russell Wilson. That's going to go down infamous rest of time with a bruiser back like Marshawn Lynch back there. But it's so hard to go away from that trust because you got to be able to trust your coach to even get you in a position.
I'll tell you, it takes some fucking balls calling an onside kick at halftime. You can say what you want. That takes.
You were like 6 years old.
I'm not, bro. What did I say about me? What did I say? Anything about me about that? All I said was that takes balls. I don't know why you're coming after me
I'm
because
sorry,
you're being a bitch about your team.
Whoa.
That's
The
what's
wound is
going on
fresh.
here.
The wound is
man,
fresh.
he rubbing it in.
No one came and
He's
started
saying
talking
like
about
the
Kyle
Saints have
Rudolph.
just went on like
Okay?
a dynastic run for like 3 straight
Well,
years.
if you want to come after me and talk about
No
all that,
one's coming after you.
you literally just said something about me and me watching it, and when I did watch it, and I'm trying to tell, I said nothing about that. You want to talk
want a
about
public apology?
no, but I'm also saying
I'm sorry for saying he was 6 years old.
no, but you're contradicting yourself because you're sitting here and you're saying don't talk over me, and you are sitting here screaming.
Sorry.
So I'm calling you out on that.
Sorry. Oh, I see.
Hurting, I know.
Yeah, the wound's still fresh. So you
I
know how it
understand.
felt, man.
I
You know
understand
how
a
it
little
felt,
too
man.
well.
Sorry. I apologize.
Man, he
I don't
acts
need
like he
to
doesn't know what a crushing playoff loss feels like.
I do.
Didn't you guys lose in
I
the Superdome this year?
I absolutely know what a crushing playoff loss feels like.
Didn't y'all lose in the Superdome last year?
The Minneapolis Miracle was the most crushing loss of all time for any team ever.
Worse than the loss to the Rams with the PI?
Yes, worse because that wasn't in our hands.
Yeah, it's true. This was in his own
That was completely out of our control.
He was not happy, I'll tell you that. I'm not going to get into details.
I cried in the Minneapolis Miracle. Dead ass. The PI, I was
Takes
like,
a man to admit that.
like the PI no call. It was just like, I can't believe this happened. Like we just got fucking screwed the fuck over.
Yep.
Like there's nothing else to be said. It's like sure people's arguments want to be said like oh well you could have done more. It doesn't matter. We did enough to be in a position to win the game, and we didn't get the call that could have won us the game. That should have gone our way.
Yeah,
And what happened to the Vikings the next game? Didn't Philly like run through them, like absolutely decimate them? And just
I'll tell you, every single time the Saints have lost in the playoffs, the next team has gotten blown out.
One of my favorite
That's New
videos
Orleans
ever
voodoo.
that I've ever seen on Instagram or social media ever is the Eagles warming up to Dreams and Nightmares
Oh
before
my
that game.
God, yeah.
As soon as I saw that video
It was
before that
over
game,
before
the
it
game was over. The game was over, bro. When you get me that hyped up, you get them in the link, bro. That's a team of destiny right there. The Eagles were a team. Every once in a while, a team of destiny comes around, like the Dallas Mavericks or like that team.
the Lakers this year.
Yeah, even if the Falcons won, they would have been a team of destiny because every once in a while those teams come out the woodworks where you have no idea they're going to win before.
Jason Terry actually got this is completely unrelated. Jason Terry got the championship trophy tattooed on his arm the year before. You know that? That takes some balls too.
That does take place. So, what do you think? Should we? I mean, we completely reverted from what I mentioned. Do you guys want to do your top 5 wide receivers?
Yeah. I'll let PJ start.
All right. Number 5, I'm gonna go with Devontae Adams.
Okay, I can live with that. Great
Um,
receiver for a great quarterback, and not a lot of other wide receivers out there on that team. I can agree with that.
I think that he's underrated. I think that he's kind of been the dude.
He has been the dude. There's no debating that.
I think that he's was kind of been the only guy for a while. Yeah, still is. I really like Devontae Adams. Based off of last year, I'm gonna go Chris Godwin at 4
Ooh.
because based off last year, Devontae Adams was hurt a little bit. Chris Godwin
Godwin over
consistently
Evans too.
Godwin over Evans, consistent. Look, Evans is Mike Evans is
Ooh, where's the liquor at?
Mike Evans is probably the more talented receiver, but Chris Godwin produces more.
Here's what I will say.
This goes back to Julio MT. I like production more.
Here's what I'm gonna say, not based off of last year, but based off of this year. That's more believable for me this year with Tom Brady at quarterback. Because if there's one thing Tom Brady loves doing, it's dink and dunk. When you look at Godwin versus Evans, it's run after catch versus deep ball yard.
Aggressive catch.
Catch, exactly.
Triangle versus square.
Triangle versus square if you're a PS4 Madden player for sure. That's interesting. What is your top three? The normal top three of?
I have DeAndre Hopkins at 3.
Mm-hmm.
I have Julio Jones at 2, and I got Michael Thomas at 1. And I think obviously the biggest debate. I mean, we already went into it. Julio versus MT. I think that Julio is better than DeAndre Hopkins. I think DeAndre Hopkins. The only thing DeAndre Hopkins does better is he has better. I think he might have better hands, but I think
even last year he had drops.
He had drops. Actually, I don't know who has better hands. I don't know who's the better route runner.
Well, one thing
I know Julio's more athletic. I think he does more with less. I think Julio's better than DeAndre Hopkins.
You think Julio had less than D-Hop had last year?
I do. I think Deshaun Watson's better than Matt Ryan, and I think that DeAndre Hopkins had a true number 2 receiver.
But so did the Texans. You can't say Will Fuller's not a true number 2 receiver.
I literally just said that.
Why can you say that though? His production was through the roof last year. Like when they were on the field
no,
together.
I just said he was a number 2.
Sorry. But basically, we're all in agreement that the top 3 in no particular order is Thomas, Julio, and DeAndre, right?
Yeah.
Any sane football fan for the most part can realize that those are the top.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Who's your 4 and 5?
So my 5 was Devontae Adams. I agree with you there. I think he's probably the best route runner in the league. Pretty crisp with it.
Yeah.
My 4 was Mike Evans. Last year, and then this year with Tom Brady, I mean, he's a big body receiver. As much as I hate the guy, I think
Randy Moss did it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be light work.
Yeah.
And then I've got D-Hop at 3, Michael Thomas at 2, and Julio at 1.
The one thing I want to point out about DeAndre Hopkins that we haven't really got to say yet. I mean, yeah, he had. Let's see. Watson's going his 4th year, but 1 year doesn't really count because he had ACL, right? So he had 2 years of great Deshaun Watson. Even half of one of those years, as I said to Jimmy G, when you come back from an ACL injury, there's that adjustment period, right? So he's had basically 1.5 years of a good Deshaun Watson. Before that, who's his next best quarterback?
I think he's done the most
Tom Savage,
consistently. Brian Hoyer,
but
I think,
but we're talking about like now last year. I think last year Julio did more.
Yeah, true. But I mean, if you want to look at over a span of a career, man, we got to give DeAndre Hopkins a lot of credit because he's been
career-wise. I mean, Michael Thomas ain't number 1.
Yeah, definitely not because he's the youngest.
But we're talking about right now.
Yeah. But in my top 5, I want to put in a name that neither of you guys said. I can't even decide a number 1 personally. Those 3 are all so circumstantial for each one. I have top 3 there, no number 1 order. Number 4, I'll give it to Devontae, but number 5, I'm putting Tyreek Hill up there. And here's why. Because not only is he a play creator in the number 1 offense in the NFL, but on occasion, even as a small guy, he's shown that not only does he have that short ability, but he can go get up a ball down deep if he needs to. Like Tyreek does not get enough credit. He really doesn't. That guy is like the Chiefs' wide receiving core is the fastest in the league. And where does that start? From the fastest receiver in the league. Speed kills.
Right.
But the comparison I have before Tyreek Hill is like a prime Deshaun Jackson almost. A guy who can do it both short and in the long game, man. And that is very underappreciated if you ask me.
Well, I ask you this. Is Tyreek Hill even the best receiver on his team?
Yeah. Who else would be?
Travis Kelce?
He's a tight end.
I mean,
that was a Blue Jay.
I think he is. I think he is. Based off of raw talent. If you want to talk about that's a consistency versus talent. The play when I think of Tyreek Hill, I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but the play I will forever remember is Thanksgiving Day versus the Cowboys. End of the half.
Oh God.
Where they gave him the ball at the 40-yard line and he makes 5 dudes to get in the end zone. I don't know if you've ever seen that play.
Did he throw the deuce at the end?
Yes, bro. Yes, that is like my favorite Tyreek Hill play ever. And ever since I've seen that, I'm a huge Tyreek Hill promoter. Not off the field. Off the field, there's those issues. But you want to talk about from a talent perspective, top 5, incredible talent.
The reason I did not put Tyreek in my top 5 is I'd say he's probably number 6 or 7. I think that He is extremely fast, but I don't think he's as good of a route runner as everyone I just named. I don't think he has better hands than anyone I just named. He's
You
fast.
don't
and
have to be a great route runner.
You don't.
That fast. You
But
don't have to be.
who are the 5 receivers? If in order, I want one catch, game on the line. Who do you want?
I
I won't
and
put
that-
Tyreek in that. I'll put some other receivers.
and
Tyreek
like,
in that.
but I'd take all those dudes before I'd want
I'd
Tyreek.
even put another couple up in there. Like one person who I think is really good, who might be in this list next year, Kenny Galladay. Kenny
I love
Galladay
Kenny
is a
Galladay.
dude. I don't care what.
I hate
y'all
the
say.
Vikings.
He's
Adam
top 10
Thielen's
right
underrated too.
Adam Thielen's underrated. Odell's is due for a bounce back. Like,
Stephon Diggs.
yeah, with
Go,
Josh
go.
Allen is in a number one.
Sorry, I know that hurts a lot because he got that touchdown and knocked out the playoffs that one year.
You don't need to explain it. We understand the
Yeah, just making
concept.
sure that he remembered.
Bruh, I
A real
was
miracle of a play.
I got flashbacks from that moment. Drew literally got us in position to win the game. We were down 17-0 at halftime. He had the worst first half of his life and then came out and balled out second
The
half.
wound's still fresh.
And, bro, it was like 4th and 10. He throws an out route to Willie Snead, first down, and that was game on the line. He gets us in field goal range for 39 seconds.
Big nuts, lots.
And against the Rams, didn't you guys get the ball first in overtime?
We did.
And didn't y'all still lose?
Well, I'll put it like we did, but I'll put it like
Don't
this.
talk about a blind upchuck and interception.
I'll put it like this. We're in a fucked situation. Alright? We are in a fucked situation, alright? Pressure's coming. Drew gets hit as he throws.
Little guy, I'm scared.
I don't think he's scared of it, but he gets
Jimmy
hit as
got
he
him
throws.
through.
He gets hit as he threw. Right? But you guys weren't in the fucked situation. You guys, it was beginning of the game. You guys can be comfortable punting the ball away.
I guess. What was yours? A fourth down?
I think it was the
at least
third.
a third. Yeah,
Yeah.
at least a third.
And it's a fucked situation.
Fucked. I don't know if you said
It's
that.
completely fucking fucked. All right.
Fucking fucked.
He gets hit as he threw. He throws a 50-50 ball to Michael Thomas. And if you're one of the top 3 that we named, it's more of like a 60-40, 70-30 ball.
Yeah.
And the other dude comes down with it.
John Johnson. Yep.
30%, I guess.
And if that's the thing that I need, and that's the only thing that can happen is him catching a jump ball, I'm taking that over forcing it to somebody else who just isn't
That's
open.
true. Yeah, over
And,
Traquan Smith.
Didn't y'all let the Rams dice y'all up in that same overtime?
I mean, they got the ball close to field goal
But it
range.
shouldn't have been in overtime, man. I mean,
It really
that's
shouldn't have
the whole
been.
premise of the thing is Nicole Roby-Coleman had an absolute flagrant foul.
Hey, everybody slips, refs slip all the time.
Yep,
That's
part of the
not
game,
just a
man. That's
slip,
how the
though.
game goes. A lot of people have been fucked out of shit by the refs, man.
Man, we had a missed offsides call in our Super Bowl, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. But you just got to take those L's on the
The Patriots shouldn't have even made it to the Super Bowl versus the Rams if D Ford wasn't offsides, man.
And you gonna tell me the Saints are gonna put up 3 points?
Yeah, you guys let the Rams go, and they put up 3 points.
I don't know. That would have been a hell of a
Sheesh.
Super Bowl breeze with Brady. I'd die to see that. But I guess it's not going to happen now. Both in the NFC South, we get to see
No,
that
you
game
can see it
twice
in
a
the
year, man.
NFC.
Thank God. Neither of them ever make it again.
Bro, there was a report today. It was like if Drew Brees retired, Tom Brady was going to come to the Saints. I'm so happy that didn't happen. You have no idea. It would
Bro,
be
I hate
so
Tom
hard
Brady,
to
too,
root for Tom
He's the
Brady.
GOAT. He's the GOAT.
It'd be
Undisputed,
so
but-
hard to root for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't have liked if he came to the Niners either. I wouldn't have liked that.
Man,
I
A lot of
don't.
slander on him. I guess we're just at about time, man. Is there any parting thoughts you want to say? Anything for either of your team's upcoming seasons?
Here comes any leftover Saints slander that hasn't been said yet.
no need. This is the Falcons' year. Just wait. Todd Gurley bounce back.
Falcons here to go 7-9.
Todd
6-10.
Gurley, fantasy sleeper. I'm telling y'all, he's going to tote the rock, get in that end zone a lot for all my fantasy football players.
We got a deep system. Dan Quinn's on the hot seat, but it's all right. We still love him.
Also, I will say shout out Mike Evans because he did win me a fantasy chip last year, along with Saquon Barkley. You know about that. You lost in my fantasy league. Shout out the bastards who lost to me in fantasy football. I'm coming for that repeat championship. That's all I got to say.
Go Lakers. Lakers in 4. Pick who you want. I don't care.
4.
In 4. Debate it with your grandma.
Lakers in 6 versus Bucks.
Prediction.
I'm taking Celtics.
Good
over
money
the
is on the Lakers. I'm telling you, people. It's team.
No, Lakers in 7 versus the Bucks.
Well, we could settle that another day, man. We can settle that another day. Is that all you got?
Yes, sir. That's it.
All you got, PJ?
Yeah.
All right. Until next time, Heat of the Moment Nation.
Oh, what the
Saints,
fuck is this?
Peace.
I can't even see.
Choose the money for I choose the fame. I ain't choose the game, but the game chose me. All my life I've been chasing to a bag, cookie in the pack, and it stay on me. Got a loaf, I be chillin' on the coast, so me go and make a toast.